That's a great idea. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to leave the country, so that's going to be tricky.
Indeed. So, what other questions do we have? Let me
Oh, there's a
double-check.
good question there. From Manelik83 who's asking, can you say something new about Marco Polo? And the answer is yes, we can say something new about Marco Polo.
Yes.
Do we
you
want to
to
say it now?
Yes. Yes.
Do we want
No,
to say
feel
it
free
later?
to say it out. Like we don't have like a huge announcement to make, but we can tell you about Marco Polo and what resource she will be available for.
Exactly. Now, maybe we should, you know what we should do? We should get chat to guess if they can guess what resource it's going to be available for, and then we'll let them know if they're right. How does that sound? I think it sounds amazing, by the way. Why does I don't understand Twitch. Why can I not launch a poll from the moderation view? Why do I have to be in the stream manager? It makes no sense. Thank you, Twitch.
Phoenix says Stellenium. That answer is not correct. Credits is also not correct. Free XP is also not correct.
Well,
and Steel is also not correct.
Are you?
Hmm?
But how are they? But now you've excluded all the options.
Maybe. You wanted to actually launch. You wanted to launch a poll, but you've been so slow. You've been so slow, Mr. Combo. You have to like level up your gameplay, not just in game. No, like
okay. So
guys.
Now you can give it away. Since Chrysanthos spoiled my little mini game, you can now.
You can still launch it and just check how many people get it. If they tracked it. So feel free to just launch it. We can also confirm that yes, Austin is going to be available for Steel, just in case you've been wondering about that aspect.
Okay, I'm going to launch it now.
Okay. So Mr. Conway is doing that. In the meantime, blame slow, Mr. Conway. Exactly, King Batman. You got the gist of it. This is how we do it here.
But I didn't know you can just type /poll and actually just get the poll window to come to open up. Whoever suggested this, thank you very much for that. I learned
what are the
something
current
every
plans
day.
for St. Patrick's, flags, camos? Oh, Gareth, I think there should be a mission coming up, but I don't know 100% sure. I would actually have to quickly check.
Someone's asking, is his keyboard duct tape too? It isn't, but you'll be pleased to know that there are 1 or 2 keys that work only intermittently.
Do you want to tell the story about your microphone? What actually happened to that headset?
Well, like, a small child came and just literally broke it off. I mean, you know, like it's just like, oh, daddy. I was very, very unhappy. But it's a great headset, so I'm not replacing it.
Are we Russian brothers? No, we're actually if anything, we're German brothers. Well, Mr. Conway is like half British, half German.
Yes.
Any plans for free CVs? Maybe in the future.
Chat, you got it right for Marco Polo. Congratulations.
Good.
Chat is very smart by having listened to you.
Good.
So Marco Polo.
I approve. You listen to me. That's a good start. I would say a good start. Where can I get
Rick
a pillow? Oh, sorry. You start.
He says you could have used black tape. You know what? Just for you, next time I'm going to use some fluorescent neon, like orange tape.
Different colors. Definitely go for different colors. Maybe some stickers from your daughter. And Bryce was asking, where can I get a Torpillo? Currently, unfortunately, from nowhere. That's the sad truth. I don't know. Maybe in the future, not so far away, we will be able to do this. But it's a logistical nightmare to ship things globally and have a partner that is able to do this for a reasonable price and doing it in like a quick fashion. So that's our problem. If you know somebody, feel free to contact us.
Someone's asking, what is Marco Polo? Marco Polo is an upcoming Italian premium battleship available for call. And also like the Explorer from the, I don't know, something century.
Any plans for a German Tier 10 premium BB? Stefan, nothing that we're testing right now, but maybe in the future. There might be coming something like that. Any news on what the Vampire 2 and the ZF6 will be sold for? I think for the ZF6 we already announced that we're going to have wasn't it the dockyard ship, Mr. Conway? Or
it was. I don't know if we've announced it yet, but now that you've announced it, we've definitely announced it.
No, I think it was in the how it works. For how it works in the waterline, but for Vampire 2, I cannot tell you yet. And hello, TC for you. And Arosana says, hello, Wargaming player support page is not working, is mistakenly deleted a premium ship. Can you please help me? So Arosana, if the customer support page is currently not working for you, try to come back in 1 or 2 hours because I'm not aware of any issues with that page. So it should be
Sometimes
still going.
maybe it's a cache issue. Try Control F5 or using a different browser.
Yeah, and virus speed, exactly. It was confirmed when it was originally announced. Exactly, because we were talking about this, and Mr. Conway already forgot us sitting here in
Yeah,
the
just
office.
just making sure. Anyway,
Yes.
Awaken the Pain says Conway will appreciate this. He who smiles in a crisis has found someone to blame. I like that one.
What is the new dockyard ships? Is Yogi asking? It's going to be the ZF6 because we're going to have a new dockyard coming up with the release of German DDs, the new branch split that we have for the German DDs. And I hope you saw that we actually announced recently that the German DD branch split that we're having, we made some changes. So they're going to drop the hydro and they're actually going to get smoke. So that should be an interesting change and make them more of like a gunboat that can also use smoke to farm some damage.
Yep. Can you, by the way, maybe you can just show people what ZF6 looks like because it's a pretty ship.
Sure. Let me just quickly check.
Is there a new free XP ship coming because Smallland is gone? There will be some new free XP ships, and we've got some in the works, but we can't unfortunately talk about them quite yet. So you'll have to wait. Sooner or later, there will be more.
So let me actually quickly jump over here. So to show you the full beauty of this ship, this is the ZF6 that we're talking about. It is a very beautiful ship. And you can find all of that information on the development book. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we can actually jump into battle and have a little bit of fun.
Are you going to send me
Well,
me an invite?
Sure.
Oh, I can send you one. I don't mind. Either way.
Okay,
It works.
Who's the nut with the nuts? Good question. I don't have an answer for that.
The nuts. I've got a walnut. Does that count?
So it's Mr. Nutty today. Any new high-tier Japanese cruisers planned? But we don't really have anything in testing right now, except for example, Tone. But that's a hybrid cruiser. So stay tuned for more information. Oh, and if you've missed it, because last week we did have a stream about ranked battles, the second sprint is up. So if you want to, play in Bronze League, or you actually managed to get to Silver League, like I did, let's have some fun with that and play. I'm not today on stream.
But, can you say, Fargo's asking, can you say how much EP does Cristoforo Colombo cost? I mean, when you mean like research, like Cristoforo Colombo is going to be like just a tier 10 ship, right? And it's going to be about the same as every other tier 10 ship.
Yes, so like I don't have the exact number here with me. Sorry.
But, like the tier 10 ships, there's not much difference between them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Mr. Conway, what are we going to play? I'm sure we're going to play tier 10. So what tier 10 ship would you like to play today? Or we can play Lepanto.
Well, I was going to start with the Somers. I don't have a Lepanto because, unfortunately, as opposed to some people, I did not. I didn't get quite as unlucky yet, but I don't have the doubloons. Look, okay, I'm gonna just for you. Let me see if I can open some more. I'm gonna open some more.
Okay, otherwise maybe I'm happy to play. Actually, if you play Somers, I might play a cruiser like my Hindenburg. Oh, sorry. Venezia. Oh, I love to play Venezia. Absolutely.
No,
Carbine
I still don't have a Lepanto, so I cannot play a Lepanto.
Send a hug to Maridraco. Hopefully can do this later today because I think they're going to be streaming after us in the later evening. But we'll try to, pass it along. Will Marco Polo be for coal? Yes, Amalgamus. That's just what we confirmed. Is there a possibility of an independence dockyard featuring the remaining Iowa classes or the South Dakotas? Charles, that is, of course, possible. Whether that's going to be happening is a different question. But, just stick around with World of Warships. We're going to be introducing many, many more ships. So just stick around and pay attention to the dev blog. Always the best place to find information. So you're playing this, then I will play my.
I was going to look. We can. I'm completely flexible. If you would like to play a different tier, I'm happy to follow.
No, it's fine. I'm playing Venezia. I'm always happy to play Venezia. So you can push us into battle unless you want to invite somebody from chat.
Oh yeah, if somebody wants to play, send a PM to Mr. Conway. I'll give you an invite. The Bicentennial Man is asking any word on when ESA is coming. Look, ESA is going to be more of a longer term thing. I'm sure you know that we're currently testing Tone. And I think based on how our testing goes, we're then going to think about ESA. It'll, sooner or later, I'm sure.
Yeah. Edward Kofor, and I also saw a question from Twitch, but this one is coming from YouTube. When will the USS Black be available? We don't know yet. Now we could actually introduce her for call because that's the change we announced last year. When this is going to happen, I don't know yet. Honestly, I'm sorry. Cannot give you any more detailed information about that.
Ooh, Canadian says hello. I would like to see how either one of you play the Halland. Look, I'll switch. I'm super happy to play the Halland. It is my favorite ship. But unfortunately, you won't be able to see my gameplay today because unfortunately, I live in a house with the worst imaginable internet, so I cannot give you a good signal from my game.
Yes.
But I'll try.
When comes the German stream? That's a very German question, Max. Max, der nächste deutsche Stream sollte nächste Woche am Mittwoch sein, glaube ich.
Maybe you could push the button so people can find out how to find out.
So if you want to know next streams, when, where, how are they happening, you can find this here. And also we have a bonus code today for the early access missions, as we have here. You know the drill. We have an early access. We do have a mission for you to get your hands on an additional mission to get some additional tokens. And today we have the newest mission, the mission for week number 3, basically. And the bonus code is, Mr. Conway, do you want to read it out because you do it with so much passion?
Antonio Margherete.
Mr. Conway is very happy to have this bonus code. So
I'm sure most people will get the reference. I hope you do. Fantastic movie. Go rewatch it.
It is.
Okay, let's get comfortable. What's the plan? I'll make a little play for B, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to support you. I do have my smoke. Somebody is asking here about the Italian DD line, whether there's going to be one. Look, we already have an Italian BB line now coming. We do have the Italian cruisers ready in game, and I hope that at some point we're also going to add the Italian DDs. When and how? Different question, but I'm sure it's going to happen at some point.
That's probably the one Italian name you could pronounce without being worried about butchering it, Chris.
Which one?
Antonio Margherete.
Look, I love Italian as a language, and I'm sure the Italians will forgive me my occasional Giulio Cesare. You just have a very beautiful language, and I hope you don't mind too much. Somebody has been working here with all of the things. I need only this. Okay, we don't have a CV here right now, which is nice. Gives us a bit more flexibility. Mr. Com is going to be a bit sad that he's not going to be able to smack some planes down. Oh, this is Shiki.
Oh, Mogador?
Oh, Mogador, yes.
Please make him go very away.
I just shot the Shiki. I didn't expect the Mogador to be here, but I'm working on it. I'm just giving myself a little bit more wiggle room here with that island right next to me. Come on, Mogador, turn a bit. Thank you. Let's see what we can do. Yup, 4. That's at least 4K. Good, and then we'll try to help out on the other side a bit. Oh wow, somebody just deleted that booster. And hello, Gneisenau. How are you doing today? Conway, I can leave you here, yeah? The Mogador is gone, so I'll just help the Ds here on A.
Yeah. Go. So if somebody was asking how to play the Halland, look, Halland is a fantastic torpedo boat. It has a few things going for it. One of it is the greatly reload and the amazing speed on its torpedoes. Another thing is that the guns are actually Mogador's back, by the way, and coming for me fast.
Oh, let me turn. Sorry, I need to turn around here without the iOS smacking me.
Okay, I got the cap, but
yeah, you gotta run. That's okay.
I've got
We'll
to run.
Yeah, we'll just highlight him and then I'll come to help you.
And it's got great concealment. So with it, go and play to contest caps for sure, and then just really annoy anybody that you can get in your torpedo range. And the fact that it can heal means it can take a little bit of a beating actually compared to a lot of other ships. Makes it overall very, very good choice. I hit a couple of torps on that Shikishima, by the way, but I'm going to lose this cap because unfortunately,
yeah, the Mogado beached himself on there.
Yeah,
to abandon you, yes.
Yes.
Well, I told you where I'm going because I wanted to help the other teammates.
Do you think that makes it better?
Yes.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but not much.
Okay, Edinburgh is gone. Yeah, look, I mean, you can come back to. Oh, nice. Oh, SAPs.
I'll head over to. I'll come over to A then. But I can't contest against the Mogador. I don't have the Mogador. Just has too much gunpowder.
Yeah, but you can drag him behind you.
Well, I mean,
but our DDs should be able to get A, and then we can probably go into B. Should be fine. So has Mr. Conway been naughty and sent to his room again? No, it's more like the general population of Czech Republic has been naughty, and we've all been sent home. I'm allowed to be here on the current restrictions as the only person in this room without a mask, and so I'm doing the streaming here from the office while Mr. Conway is at home.
Okay. We've lost C completely, by the way.
Okay.
I will look. If you support me here, I'll support against.
Look, my shots already out. It's gonna be close. Can we get some hits? Well, at least 2K.
Okay, I'm gonna push in and try and open him for you. If you get ready to nuke him, I'll have to open fire.
Okay, I think everything is shooting him right now. So as long as you spot him, we should be able to nuke him.
Well, if he's coming around the corner, we've got him. If not, then no, he's beached himself again.
Okay. Oh, watch out. Takao torpedoes. But at some point he will have to move. You can just do the proper move, go butt in, and that will push him to move his one. And the Yoda PR says, I got banned because I use Aslane's mod pack. No, that is not true. If you got banned, then it is because of a different mod. Oh, nice. Takao just almost evaporated. There's an Izumo coming.
Don't know what to do.
Yeah, no. The Mogado is here on that side of the island. On the other side, basically. Right on the opposite. I'll use my smoke here. I hope
there he is.
Yes. Trying to highlight him. What do we have next to us? Kutuzov. Kutuzov should be able to have some fun with him.
Should I push in and fight him?
He lost a lot of health, but you don't want to be like in a close range brawl. But if you can, because there's also the Bismarck pushing you, by the way, if you haven't seen.
I know. I'm gonna try. Look, I'm gonna try and just take him.
There he is.
Oh, okay. It looks as though you'll be able to get him at the front there.
And welcome to SAP. It's 5K. Rear turrets were not there yet, but SAP against DDs is so nasty with the Italian cruisers. And there we go. And he's gone.
Got him.
Good job.
Bismarck's going to push me now, though.
That's okay, though. Like, the Bismarck is now going to struggle. Okay, 5K here, pushing the Thunder away. And then the gearing seems to be going down here as well, so we should be able to get these caps back. The Bismarck is still unspotted.
It's also not... Oh, he's got his Hydra up now. Well, this is not good. I'm sure people will start shooting me now.
Unfortunately, nothing is spotted. I hope the Hippo will be able to spot here without getting nuked.
I really hope the Bismarck's just not going to come around the corner at like point blank range now. This
Yeah,
would be
unfortunately,
very
we don't have
uncomfortable.
any eyes on the enemy team right now here. This is all just the very, very
It's okay. Camp's
dark
green.
space.
I am gonna get out of his hydro range now.
Mm-hmm.
And I managed to not take any damage.
Good.
Oh, that being
Good,
said,
good.
Izumo's
Well
probably
played.
gonna spank me now.
The Izumo has the guns not on you at all.
Okay. Lucky me. Where the hell is the Bismarck? Is he just parking over there?
I think he just reversed out of it. Yes.
You know, he must be quite close. He must be right behind that little island. I only just got unhydroed. So he's pretty much where he was, but like a little bit further up, but not far away.
Yeah, there he is.
Ah, okay. He's parked there, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit too tempting to YOLO him, Chris. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We need to make some kind of play here. I mean, we get the caps. They will have to push into us now, which is the situation I prefer much, much more than having to chase them.
And his hydro ran out.
Good. Oh, I'll change
there's the
position here.
Takao. Can you try and go for the Takao?
Well, I can try, but he's angled in 19 kilometers away, so.
Well, if you just make him turn, that would be enough, because he's killing me YOLO plans here.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can always highlight him. Like, in general, that's my piece of advice also to Mr. Conway, but also any other player. If you want a target to be shot, it's great to indicate it for your team. And then Conway, as soon as we took care of that Bismarck and Takao, we need to basically turn back and deal with the Harland that is coming from sea. But without spotting, there's not much I can do. Will French get any more battleships? In the future, I'm sure. We're currently also testing the Flandre.
Well, we've got caps, so right? I guess as long as we hold them, we should be fine.
Okay. Oh, Shikishima is coming through here. I'll drop torpedoes. Unfortunately, Takao's out of range for me. Oh, not a problem. Mr. Slayer took care of it.
No!
What's no?
No, it's okay. No, because he's blocking my torpedo volley on the Izumo with his wreck.
Okay.
Okay.
Be
I have
you want to YOLO? Yeah, you want to YOLO. There's a Shiki and the Bismarck.
Yeah, I know, but
plus
I
potentially
have
the Kagero. Oh no, actually the Harland should be up here somewhere. Oh, nice. Izumo's gone.
But
yeah, I guess the Kagero.
I have 20 seconds on the torpedoes.
No. This is gonna be a spicy torpedo salvo. Okay, we just gotta take it like a man. Bam. That's two torpedoes.
Damn it, I'm hydroed again. His cooldown's out.
Nice. 16k. SAP. So good. Am I going to...
This is going to hurt me a lot. But
okay.
I think it's going to hurt him more.
Oh, wow. The Harland is joining you?
I hit. I'm going to die, but I landed 9 of 10 torpedoes on the two guys. But I'm dead. Sorry.
Yeah, not a great YOLO, but really at least you tried.
It wasn't. I wasn't planning to YOLO. I didn't know quite how close they were. But I'm still happy that I landed 7 into the Shikishima and 2 into the Bismarck.
That's true. I'll try to just like if the Shikishima wants to push out of this, Shiki, are you going to? Probably not.
Anyway, I can concentrate on chat. Let's see the positive aspect, right? EGAM is asking, will collabs like High Fury and Hololive ever come back? There's a good chance that there'll be like at least an opportunity to reacquire all of those, like the content from those collaborations. And there's also a good chance we'll do another collaboration with some of those guys. But unfortunately, those are collaborations, so it really is not just up to us. And I can't just tell you right here, right now. But I would be confident that for most of them, there'll be another chance at some point.
Problem is I don't have any spotting at the moment, and the Holland is in the wrong place to help us with the spotting here. I think we just gotta go in, huh?
Yep.
I mean,
you got to do it.
the Shiki we can deal with. The Bismarck we can deal with. Holland was doing a good job landing a salvo of torpedoes in.
Thunderer, you should be able to nuke him now.
Working out.
That takes the biggest risk out. Any chance of a Chuck Norris captain? Oof. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we need to ask the colleagues at World of Tanks. I mean, there's a chance, but it's not something I think we've planned so far.
No.
Mr. Conway needs a cowboy hat for a proper YOLO. See, that's the problem. The cowboy hat's at work at the office. But we could have a cowboy hat Chrysanthos today.
Sure. I just would need to get it from wherever it is right now.
Mark Anton, is there a chance that the game gives a division player an advice that A, it is a failed division, B, every player who has forgotten a camo? Like, I don't think we want to give them a warning for forgotten a camo, because some people, like, I'm sure if you don't have any camos, you'd find that very annoying, because not everybody has like a gigantic stockpile of camos. As for a warning for a failed division, I don't know. Maybe we can think about it.
Make BBs great again. I think BBs are still an absolutely decent spot. And if you take a look at how many battleships are in queue, I don't think that BBs are in a bad state. So let's see. Hipper's gonna
Will there be
here.
Rude Golf is asking, will there be some news today? We had one little piece of news, which is that Marco Polo is going to be a ship available for coal. But unfortunately, that's all the news we have today. But I'm sure we'll have a news stream again very soon.
Exactly. We just wanted for you to be able to note that, Marco Polo, because we got a lot of questions since the removal of for example, Thunderer for coal, that what is going to be the next coal ship. We just wanted to confirm to you that, the next one is going to be Marco Polo. When it's going to be announced, when it's going to be introduced, for coal, I can't tell you yet, but we'll let you know.
Wow, the other Holland on our team did way better than me. Good job.
Oh, yes. Let's give him +1. I only have one left. I played a bit of ranked earlier today, and I had 2 really good teams where I gave away almost all of my +1s. When can we buy the black again? A Frankenfurter? Not known yet, but we will let you know as soon as we can.
Fun fact, Marco Polo invented luggage. I did not know that. I'm also not sure that sounds a bit weird. Like, I'm sure the concept of like, hey, I'm going somewhere, I need to take something with me, existed before, but who knows?
Yeah. Ebi10 TV says, can you please say to your devs that you did a horrible job with balancing the Italian BB line? That's look, you feel free to have that opinion in terms of like how they perform. At least in my personal opinion, they're doing quite well. Obviously, our developers are taking a look at them, because it's a new line. We did a lot of testing beforehand, but it's always a different, story when they're actually on the live server compared to the test environment that we have, or the limited amount of testers that are testing the ships on the live server beforehand. But overall, if there are any changes that need to be made for these ships, we will make them. We want them to be balanced. Like, nobody here wants to have like bad Italian BBs or overpowered Italian BBs, but somewhere in the right spot with the traits that they have. But like, my personal opinion, I've played the Lepanto quite a bit in the recent week, and I have to say it's a good battleship. It's a really good battleship, actually, in my opinion. I think last week or 2 weeks ago with Mr. Combo, we had a lot of fun playing it as well. So it depends. I guess it depends on what you expect them to do. But if you play them in to their strengths, then they should be actually quite good. Do we have a new code? So yes, if you've missed out on that code, I'll just display it here. Mr. Conway, what would you like to play?
Yeah. Please bear in mind that if you are on Twitch and you're watching with Twitch drops, then there's also a channel drop that gives you the same mission.
Exactly. If you're wondering, where can I find that mission? If you're wondering, like, hey, where can you find that mission? you go to your combat mission tab here, and it will be in the combat tab here. You will be all of the missions that you get from Twitch. Like, for example, this one. This is last week's Twitch mission that we handed out. That is limited to Japanese ships and gives you the Tokyo Game Show mission if you manage to do it. And I haven't played any Japanese ships recently because I focused on Italian BBs and playing some ranked. Then you will find the mission there. And then all you have to do is what is required, and you will get your additional Italian tokens.
Yes. There was another question right now. Yes, so from Lupastro, he says, please correct the Audentis Fortuna Juvat written on Lepanto. Yes, we will be changing that in future.
Exactly.
We are aware of the mistake, and we will make appropriate fun of the person who made the mistake once we're having some drinks again in 2022.
Yes. What else do we have? When are we going to have submarines? So, Kalitko, it will still take a while. We're still working on some aspects in terms of balancing, and as soon as we have news about the potential next test, and any news on that, we will let you know. But unfortunately, currently I don't have it, and I wouldn't expect it also in the next 2 or 3 weeks at least. Do devs actually play this game? I like the Bacon says. Yes, our devs play the game a lot. And you can also see, for example, us playing this game quite a lot. If you are questioning this, you feel free to check out, for example, my profile, or you can also check out the Wargaming clan if you want to take a look at, our St. Petersburg office. You can check on the CS cluster. They're quite a competitive team.
Will the Marco Polo also be available for real money like the Pommern? There's a good chance.
I don't know yet. We'll have to see when she's actually being released. But that could be the case, yes. And then we have the question, when is the next King of the Sea? Mr. Conway, perfect question for you. In the meantime, I will actually just
perfect question. So the next King of the Sea is going to start at the end of April. Planning is heavily in progress right now. If you want to know the exact dates, the first gameplay day of group stages is probably going to be the 25th of April. Well, it will be the 25th of April. But if you're interested in King of the Sea and you want to know more about King of the Sea, the best way to stay involved and to kind of know what's going on is to check out the King of the Sea Discord server. And I will give you a... I will give you an invite right now to the server.
Okay. Submarine says the submarines in-game submerged top secret looking at you. Maybe, but at least they don't have, their weapons active at the moment. Twench is asking, what do you think of banning ships from ranked mode that we are not able to get, kind of like World of Tanks is doing? I mean, people can still club in randoms. It's a tricky question, right? Like it's always the kind of like the balance to find that, okay, people have these ships, and if we remove certain modes for them to play them with, it would be kind of unfair. On the other hand, it is also a balanced question. So I don't know. Like, I personally think that it might be a nice idea, but overall, I also don't see it to be that huge problem, for example, in ranked. At least when I play ranked, most of the ships that I see there's not really that much of a difference going on, but I understand your sentiment. Then 7191 Major is asking, any news about Ise? No, sorry, not today. And then we have the question from True Phoenix, who's asking, any thoughts on World of Spaceships? Look, I'm a sci-fi nerd. I know Conway is a sci-fi nerd, so I'm sure that he would he would love to have it.
I have lots of sci-fi things here I could theoretically show you.
Yeah. So then we have here a question from Merit de Berg on YouTube. So he says he got that mission ready from another stream. Well, then you already have that mission. So just finish it. We're just giving for people who might not have the option to tune in today, or for example tomorrow during the Russian or North American stream. We just try to give you plenty of opportunities to get your hands on that mission if you don't have time on that specific date like today, and then you can still get it and play it. So hopefully that's going to be good for you.
Yep. There was another question there from Gareth Huskies asking, why didn't the Italian line get the Cuniberti Dreadnought for Tier 3? It has a lot of historic significance, or a Tier 3 in general. It is an unfortunate reality that even though we have Tier 3 ships in game, once people acquire the Tier 3 ship, they either sell it or don't play it in the most cases. And it takes us just as much time to model and make a tier 3 ship than it takes to model and make like a tier 7 or 8 ship, which is played a lot. So in these cases, it's always a question whether or not it's actually worth investing that time for a port queen or something that people just sell again afterwards.
And you can push the battle button, by the way. Bruce
Yes, I am in charge.
Bruce Neff says only every 2 weeks in German. Then I don't need to watch it. Look, we are actually having 3 streams usually per month in German. The update stream and 2 additional streams. I think that's almost as many streams as we have in English, because we have 4 streams in English. And there's a limit to how much time we can actually spend on streaming. But I hope you enjoy the streams that we're doing in German. When are you going back to the old? Oh, sorry.
No, it's just like Crazy Loca says, Mr. Conway can have Goons Warm for World of Spaceships. Eve won't mind. No, thank you.
Say no to Goons. Don't be that guy. I was on the other side of Goons.
Me too. Well,
I cannot approve of that choice.
The sides, I have to say, the sides were always fluid, though, right? So I did both.
You had to have an enemy in that game, so for me that was the Goons for sure. No, but Pixelated had a question about when are you going to go back to the old captain skill system. So we're not going to go back to the old captain skill system, but we already said last week, that we know there are some issues. For example, like with the Deadeye skill. Now we're still crunching data. And right now, there's nothing new that I can tell you something specific about what we're going to change, because we still need more time to check the options, what we can do. But I hope that in maybe like 2 to 3 weeks, we might have more to tell you about what we're intending to change and when you can expect that, because all of these things are quite complicated. So give us a bit of time. But we already said last week that yes, there are some things that we need to change. But overall, the system is going to stay the same. And Canadian is saying, any chance of getting a Klingon captain? Oh, I would love that. So, I mean, a chance is there, but Klingons are, tied to Star Trek. So we would have to have a collaboration. If you know somebody, I guess, I don't know who actually owns the rights now. I guess CBS. Feel free to, make him reach out to us. We would be very happy to have a collaboration there.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to push into A. See if I can get any action over there.
Okay, then I'll help on BC then, because you're pushing with 3 battleships into A. So
Grim T Reaper says, are there any plans to have spotting damage contribute to XP again? But the spotting damage does contribute. I don't know what gives you the idea that it doesn't, but it does. Like it really does.
I would highly recommend you to watch our How It Works series on economy in World of Warships, because that will answer some of your questions about these aspects in our game.
It's a great video.
21k. Absolutely useless, that SAP. Absolutely useless.
Yeah, SAP does nothing.
I really like playing Dilepanto. You have to sometimes be a bit careful with how much broadside you show, but I mean, it's true for a lot of ships.
I really liked it as well when I used to have it.
But then I took it
Until
away.
you took it away from me.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, devastate. Oh, enemy Fletcher killed our Fletcher.
I need to get closer for my small guns to work.
Switching to AP to hopefully do something about these guys. Oh, the Friesland is
I
here.
realized that there's nobody else pushing with me. This is not going to go well.
Well, you have a Minnesota and a Heesen with you, plus you lost your DD, so I guess the amount of pushing you can expect is going to be limited. Oh, hello, Liar. Too bad. Not spotted anymore.
Oh, can we dodge these torpedoes? It's going to be close. I'm going to have to do the turn of death here.
Let's take a look at Mr. Conway. Nice dodge. Can we get a decent salvo? Nah, too angled.
Yeah, but the George is going to give me a full broadside now. Not good. Oh god, this is going to be a short game for me. God damn it.
That Georgia is also paying heavily in terms of HP.
I am basically dead.
With Conway, you never know what that means, but it looks like he's in a bit of like a not so great position. Okay, the set and
Not
the
so great
rule.
position at all. It's because there's nobody else pushing with me.
Well, yes. Well, I'm not going to like join in a push with already 3 battleships when the Minnesota and he's not definitely not going to push. So far, not a bad game. It just like us losing. I mean, as from a team perspective, the problem is that we lost the DD already, and that means we lost full control over A. Unfortunately, is he going to keep showing full broadside? I mean, that's something that you have to learn in a ship like the Lepanto. That the smoke is not going to be. Well, that gives you more time to answer questions. Perfect.
Yes, you can go full screen, so I can eat my walnuts.
Okay. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. What I
When
wanted
you
to say
rework
is,
Deadeye,
so wait, let me just finish my thought, because that's something you have to learn with Italian battleships. Is the smoke is not going to suddenly make you disappear. You can see after firing main guns smoke 15.8 kilometers. So unless you stop firing, you will still be spotted, and that's just something you have to keep in mind when using that smoke. That if you want to really go back into concealment, that you're not shooting. He's accelerating, unfortunately.
So there was a question there from Captain. So wait, let me find it again. See, now I lost the question.
And your train of thought.
No. So the question was, here we go, from Captain Soze Otokala. When you rework Deadeye, can you please rework Outnumbered for cruisers, please? It only perks if I'm the last to alive. So it's important to realize, right? We said we would rework Deadeye, and it's important to realize that it doesn't mean that we're not going to also touch other skills. We're probably going to make a range of changes, and you can expect some more information about what we're planning to change and when we're planning to change in the next like 2-3 weeks on our dev blog. Please bear in mind it will take us some time to make these changes, because some of them also require, especially if we're looking at skills like the conditional skills, may require some changes to game logic, so it'll take some programming time, needs to go into our development cycle. But we'll have some information about that soon, and there will probably be changes to quite a few skills to make sure that we touch everything that we're not happy with.
Exactly. Okay, can we get a good hit here on the Zumo? Not great, not terrible. Uses Voyager and Jean-Luc Picard or Spock. Yes, that would be great.
There's another question here from Glick69. It says, why are you testing all these changes live and not on the sandbox server? Why do we have to be your guinea pigs? Glick, unfortunately, it is a reality that we learned when doing other things before in World of Warships, that to get really properly accurate statistics and like data on what people use, how people play, how effective something is, we need to have it in the live environment. On the test server, we don't have the numbers of players required. People don't play the same as they do on the live server. And we're not going to have a test server that's going to be running for a month with 100,000 people playing it every day. It's just not going to happen. That's why we have to do this on the live server if we really want to make sure we can make it good. Yes, this is going to be like, it sometimes mean that there's a little bit of a problem where there's like a period of a bit of pain, but we'll get there. And it's unfortunately the only way we can do it. And NW Duncan is asking, free commander respecs again after skill tweaks? We've said from the get-go, it's even in the article about the commander rework implementation, that if we go back and make significant changes to the skills, there will be another free reset. So
well, depending on the changes, Conway.
Yeah, depending on the if we're doing serious changes and if that's needed, then there will be a free reset. So please just wait until we can see what changes are going to be made, and then we're going to make a decision on whether or not there'll be a free respec. But if there's like wide sweeping changes, then you can rest assured that will do something.
Okay, I hope the set is going to hydro here. And there was also a comment like, why do you not listen to the feedback like before, like to the test feedback that was shared before the change went live? We did. Like, like not all of the feedback that you gave us, right? But for example, the changes to German battleship accuracy, like for the secondaries, that was based on your feedback that you provided before. So we do listen to that. And we try to incorporate it where we can, but we also try to verify with data and also try to make sure that it's in line with our own vision. And I did not expect these torpedoes here because I thought only the Friesland is going to be here. So I was mostly angling against what's coming from this side. So that's taking away most of my health, unfortunately. And it's going to be problematic. So let's see. I should be able to go into concealment with my smoke now.
There's a question here from Lonesome Polecat 1. Do you find the range module more useful over the rate of fire module on Levant?
Given the current meta with a lot of ships fighting on long range, I prefer to have the option to use my range as well. So right now I would go with a range, but overall it depends on the kind of situations that you're in. For me, on especially like tier 9, tier 10, I'd just like to have more options, so I'm picking the range. But if you feel like, hey, you're usually fighting in a range where that mod wouldn't really help you, then I would basically give you that piece of advice. Depends on your personal playstyle for me.
Yeah, I think I also
spec?
chose the range module. It's nice to have the extra reload,
Slightly
but there
too
are
far
just
back.
situations when it makes sense to
Oh.
have that extra range because you have the flexibility to engage people sniping you.
Hello, Set. I did not expect you to be here. You did not expect me to be here. Come on, secondaries, do your job.
Snipchat says, would you be able to share any news in regards to the Austin as it's been announced for release in 2 weeks? Yet we haven't heard any news about the devlog on the devlog about its far. Snipchat, what kind of news are you looking for? I mean, you know that it's coming, right? And as with all of the other ships, our community contributors will be starting to post reviews before its release. And so you'll be able to have a good look there and get their opinions and then make up your own mind.
What ship was he asking about?
Austin.
Ah.
Like the development blog is not going to tell you, like, hey, the release is going to be now. The development blog is going to tell you about change to the testing and about how to actually play the ship and how to use the ship. That's going to be, I'm sure we'll have a video out for it, but mostly I would recommend checking out our excellent community contributors.
So I'm going to definitely go down here to torpedoes that the set launched. It's only so much I can tank. But I think like we tried. We had to make a push here to be able to win back the cap and change the outcome, but unfortunately it was not very successful. I blame Mr. Conway for dying too early, clearly.
Look, I also blame Mr. Conway, but yeah.
I have a question here about like what happened with Flammo. It's very straightforward. Flammo has been part of a program for a very long time, and we have been working with him for a very long time. But unfortunately, sometimes Flammo was how to phrase this the best way, like very salty towards players. For example, with going into their profiles, just basically insulting them or being very derogative. And we already had like quite a few discussions about this with him, and we didn't really see that he's willing to change that. And we, at some point, this is part of the rules that we have for the CC program, rules that apply to all CCs. And at some point, we have to make a decision to like, if a person doesn't want to stick to the rules, then we'll have to end the partnership from our side. Like I personally.
Yeah.
Always like to work with Flammo, and we had a lot of cool projects going on together, but the rules are for everybody, and that also includes Flammo. And we wish him all the best in the future. I'm sure he's going to create a lot of additional content for World of Warships outside of the CC program, and our door is always open for him. But that's just a decision we had to make after, unfortunately, like a very long time. But that's the story behind it.
Yeah, I don't think we want to get into the details. There was several aspects that played into this. It wasn't one thing, and I think if you've followed our contributor program throughout the years, you know that we've never like people criticize what we do, and that's absolutely fine. And we've never had an issue with this, and we've never editorialized like anybody's content. We're also not planning to do it in the future. It's not about what people say it, but more about how people say it that we have an issue with.
Exactly. What's going on with the Kitakami? It went silent. Well, the Kitakami, we tested it.
It's resting.
It's resting at the moment. Whenever we have news about it, we'll let you know. But right now, there's nothing really we can share about it. Any personal advice for the North Carolina, as I just got it, but need some guidance, please, is Titus asking. Titus, the North Carolina is a great ship. You have to realize that the AP shells are slightly slower, so that's just something you got to get used to. You shouldn't show broadside, but overall, it's a quite accurate battleship. It's still, I think, one of the best Tier 8 battleships out there. So just try to, make use of your double turrets in the front, the third turret. Try to get it into the game, but don't show full broadside to be able to get there. And it's a bit of a change from the Colorado to the North Carolina, because by now we actually have the logical split that you have the Kansas branching off from the Colorado, which kind of follows the Colorado playstyle. But with the North Carolina, the Iowa, and the Montana, you go into like more of like a dynamic setup, also with a lot of firepower in front, like in the front of the ship, and not equally distributed in the back until you get to the Montana. So, I hope that helped you a bit. But overall, I can highly recommend you to check out some of the videos from a lot of streamers that we have in the CC program or outside of the CC program who can give you some advice about how to play that ship specifically.
Okay, so the training room is open. We can go ahead and join it. Because if you don't know, for context, guys, we are now going to be joining the final showmatch of the World of Warships Team League, which is a fun, different tournament where streamers pick a team of players from players that signed up to participate in the tournament, and those teams then fight against each other, and one team won. And that winning team will now play against all of the streamers.
So in the meantime, I had to do some magic. I will now transition to my second setup over there. You currently see an empty chair because Mr. Chrysanthus has to switch to the different setup. Mr. Conway, just talk a bit about the Team League and what people actually can expect here.
Yes, so we've got quite a star-studded lineup on the streamer side today. There'll be Flambus, Maltese Knight, Painzor, Private Penguin, Statsblog, TC Freer, and Tiger's Den playing. It's going to be, I think, quite an interesting matchup to see. In general, I was a big fan of the kind of format that they put together there. It's a very different, approach to World of Warships tournament, something that we don't usually have. Usually, the tournament always consists of a team that signs up together, they join together, they practice together, and this is more like everybody signs up, and then suddenly they're in a team, and they're cool. I like it. Well, let's have a look.
Let me just quickly. I need to
trying to look for the room opener.
Yes, and guys, I hope you already saw this on the weekend. And if you have some feedback for us, please, share it with us. We try to support many community activities like this one. Also, we have very competitive tournaments like King of the Sea, but we also have sometimes a little bit more casual ones like this one. So share your feedback about what you would like to see in the future about this kind of stuff with us, so we can support it in the best way possible.
Okay, I PM'd you the room opener.
Okay.
Titos says, I do watch the Mighty Jingles. He helps also. Thanks for a game that I got to love as I love history. You also cooperate. Well, thank you very much. We all appreciate our Jingles. He is a very special Jingles. I only wish Wargaming would crack down on sexual harassment the same way they do in stat shaming. Look, if you, and in general, this goes for all of you and for any kind of thing, if you see somebody violating the rules, or somebody in a contributor program especially violating the rules, please do feel free to contact us, and we will take a look and take action if needed. Hey, I got a drop. Let's claim it.
Okay, let me just quickly check.
Amazing.
Okay, so it will take a few minutes for the teams to assemble here, I think. So we can answer
Just,
some
yeah.
additional questions in the meantime. So,
Maybe we can talk a little bit more about the Team League. At least a tiny bit more. Oh, I think we just lost the training room.
okay. Well, we'll get there in a second.
Oh, let's get that back in there. So the Team League runs at tier 10. The format is 8 versus 8, so it's a little bit different from some of the other formats that we've seen. It has no CVs and also a single battleship. It also it also prevents the use of ships that are generally not accessible. So there's no Puerto Rico, Smolensk, Thunderer, and any work in progress ship. In addition to Petropavlovsk, because it was too popular in King of the Sea.
Yeah. Aria says, if public snatch shaming is a problem, you can make them only visible to clanmates. I understand what you're trying to get across, but I think it's absolutely okay from our side to ask at least the CCs who are in a partnership with us and who agree to the rules that specifically include to not do this, to have a certain minimum level of respect towards other players. It's absolutely fine to try to help players become better, or to say that, hey, the way this player played was not the best way. But there has to be a certain minimum level of let's say respectfulness and I don't know, just general common sense when it comes to this, to not try to insult somebody that hard. I know how much frustration a team game like World of Warships can generate sometimes if the team is not doing what you want it to do. But taking somebody, especially as a streamer, and putting him on a pedestal and then slapping him in public, I don't think is really going to help here. Mr. Conway, did we lose you? There we go.
Sorry, I just clicked on the channel in Discord, and it decided to transfer me to that channel completely out of our call. So I'm back.
By the way, Master Arne contacted me in game to tell you that you're
Yes,
the best.
he also
most handsome CL north of Roma.
Thank you very much. He also contacted me to say the same thing about you.
Okay, so that's working.
I don't know. Sometimes I think we get too much of that, so we need to cut down a little bit. So for what we're going to be playing now, so on Team side A is going to be the Team League of Streamers, and Team B is going to be a team called Large Fans, and we're going to be playing North as game 1 with our streamers starting on the Alpha Cap. And the room is back. Yes, you're in. Perfect. Okay, yes. That means I can now concentrate on chat again. Biznort is asking, how did you end up in the Czech Republic? Did you live there before working with Wargaming, or did you relocate for the job? So Biznort, for almost all of us, we relocated for the job to Paris, because that's where our office was before, where our team was stationed. But then we kind of made a collective decision as the team that we didn't like Paris. Just not the best place to live, and we relocated to Prague, where we had a convenient office ready to set up. So for the majority of the team, people literally finished work on Thursday in Paris and turned up at the office on Monday in Prague, which is very cool. And yeah, we haven't looked back. It's a fantastic city, really nice to live.
If you're allowed to go outside.
Tana Joy says, false, Paris is good. Is this funny? The one French guy, right, on our team, who also joined us to Prague, by the way, and I think you do, yeah.
Look, I'm sure there are people who love living in Paris, and I know some of them, but at least for some of us, it was not the case.
I think Paris is a beautiful place to live if you have basically unlimited money. You can have a very, very nice life there.
Yeah, and Holzquartz is asking any news which ship will replace the removed Coal Free XP ships. So for Free XP, we don't have any news. For Coal, we just shared the news that it's going to be Marco Polo replacing the removed ships.
So there's a lot of talk about Paris now in chat, and yes, Paris is not so bad, and it's a very beautiful city. There's a lot going for Paris, and I still have to say I miss my daily walk down to the boulangerie, where there's the most fantastic bread and the most fantastic croissant and the most fantastic pain au chocolat. But that's not enough to make me want to live in a city.
Yes, but it's always very subjective. But yeah, this is how we ended up in Prague, and I think we all really
Yes.
enjoyed living in Prague.
It's really
Great
good.
city,
It's really
great city for a visit. When COVID is over, you should go and check it out. Can highly recommend it.
Bradford says Vampire for free XP since the tier 10 DD and smaller is gone. Who knows? Anything is possible. Yamamoto 909 says, I want to be rich and famous. Well, Yamamoto is already famous. Rich, I can't help you with.
I mean, there are always ways. You just have to find your niche and be very good in whatever that niche is, and then maybe you're gonna be famous.
Yes. Power Sherlock is the best, and your French is good. Says Halo. Look, my French is really terrible. It's an embarrassment to the French people, I think. But yeah, I didn't put much effort into relearning it. So I have my school French and then kind of exposure to France just by, I would call it osmosis. The real Luckman is asking, any results from the Epic Games test? I don't know what results you expect. It's more like a technical test to make sure it's working. That's, yeah, I mean, in an
Are you
ideal
talking
world,
about your
we have a
rewards?
few bugs, but that's it. Rewards will rewards will come. Just wait. Galvanic's asking, are there any plans to release some new maps? Unfortunately, at the moment, our map team is working on some other stuff, but there will be more maps in the future, just not in the near future.
Wow, somebody says, Famulka says, I've passed Crescentus over at the P Square, so Nemesti Miro, yeah? And the other day, but you were too zoned out to bother. Look, if you meet me on the street and you want to say hi, it's okay. I don't mind. Feel free to say hi, especially if you're in Prague. As long as you have a mask on. Stick to the rules.
Nobody's ever really spotted me in public yet.
It's the first time that I read it too, especially in Prague. It's like, I saw you, but I didn't want to bother you. Can Wargaming give more special flags as a reward for playing PTS? HM site, we can ask, sure.
I like Bacon says, can you call them map team if they're not working on maps? I mean, what I mean is they're not like they work on a variety of things, right? But like a new map for random battles right now is not the thing they're working on.
Brightway is asking obligatory question about return of the removed operations, and the obligatory answer, just as last week, is not in the foreseeable future. For the same reasons. So nothing changed.
General Cartman Lee is saying the map team is working hard to enhance Ocean. You make jokes about this, right? But we actually at some point had to make a change to Ocean because there was legitimately a difference in win rate depending on where you spawn, like a pronounced one, which is ridiculous, right? Because it's a flat ocean map. But I think maybe we moved the angle of the sun or something. Maybe it was shining in people's eyes. I have no idea. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a fun world.
Okay, I have a fun question here, actually, and I'll take it. So Nevermore is saying, Mr. Colin Chrysanthus, a quick one for you, which is not actually a quick one, but I'll try to keep it short. If you weren't working for Wargaming at the moment, would you consider joining Wargaming CC program, knowing the CC program's current limitations and issues like feedback not being taken into consideration, not having the ability to actually test ships and speak about them publicly? So Nevermore, I was actually part of the CC program before I joined Wargaming. And
who recruited you?
Mr. Conway. And back in that day, what was possible in the CC program and the amount of contact you were able to have with staff and developers was actually way more limited than what we have now. In terms of like feedback not taken into consideration, I'm sorry if it comes across that, we are not taking feedback into consideration. But just because we're not making decisions based on, let's say, the opinion of a set of streamers, doesn't mean that we're not taking it into consideration. Just think about the concept of like we have a CC program. We have over 200 CCs at the moment in that program. We have dedicated staff members talking to CCs. We have, for example, here from the European team, all of the CMs that are in my team are talking to the CCs. We're trying to support them in terms of growth, helping them with questions, with answers, and so on, and helping them grow their channels as well. That takes a lot of time and effort. If we wouldn't care about their opinion, we would not do that. But obviously, it's part of a much, much bigger pot of feedback from players, from surveys that we have, and so on. And also we have the data aspect. And I think if you join the CC program in order to have a impact on the game, that you say, hey, suddenly I can talk to a developer and suddenly all of these changes that I always wanted to have are going to be happening. That's not going to happen, because we're not going to make changes based on the opinion of one player, but on the opinion of many players and also backed up by data. And I see the game is starting right now, so let me actually hopefully this will. I set it up for the wrong PC. Let me quickly jump over for the wrong screen.
I set it up for the wrong PC? No!
Okay. Give me a second here. I'm sorry, guys. I thought Mr. Conway did this differently.
You just have to add the scene. I thought I did it differently too.
No. So, what are we going to have you, Mr. Conway? You can actually help a bit and talk in the background, and I will try to fix it in the background.
If we do hear me now, so there we go. So the green team with the streamers is on the way. We have an interesting setup here. We have a Kremlin, Double Salem, Goliath, Stalingrad, Daring, Marceau. Teams are taking the position. On the other side, we have a Montana, Double Des Moines, Double Salem, Goliath, Gearing, heading out from our fan team. We have a few node names here as well that I've recognized before, but on the streamer side, a Maltese Knight in his Marceau is making a quick push to C, supported by the Daring. I don't see how they'll be able to stop that unless they can get those radar ships into range in time. But I think the Marceau is going to be snuggled up behind the island before they have a chance to get at them. Over at B, we have a split of the Salem, Des Moines, and the Gearing heading out west. They are going to be potentially struggling against the Goliath, Kremlin, and Stalingrad on the other side, though, where the red team is taking the Montana a little bit wide down south. Chrysanthos, are we working? Chat, can you hear me?
Now we should be good. I just needed to change because I needed to change the team panels so that you can see the right team on the right side.
Okay, there we go. I do apologize. Like I said, because of COVID, unfortunately, we have a bit of a struggle seeing that only one of us is allowed to go to the office. Okay, so far everything's been really quiet. We've got the first couple of shots going out on Maltese Knight in his Marceau,
which is really funny because that's a Maltese team fighting Maltese Knight, as you can see with the tag BFBTW. So big fan, by the way.
Big fan, by the way, exactly. It looks the Maltese Knight is going to be getting away though. The Storm in the Des Moines will possibly get a few shots off if he's lighting his radar, but with the speed of the Marceau, there should be no issue in them disengaging. Which is putting, I think, the red team in quite a tricky situation. They don't have anything that they can contest the sea cap with. Their gearing is wide on the western flank, and they're going to struggle to push into the ships there. And I can see the Goliath and the Stalingrad from Statsborne Compensor are taking up a kiting stance. Ooh, these torpedoes, no, he won't be taking those torpedoes. So they're really going to struggle, I think, here, because they cannot take that sea cap. Gearing is anywhere close, so they're going to have to start being quite aggressive and getting kills, otherwise they're going to lose by points.
Yes, this is what you want to have with a double DD setup, right? The Marceau got the early sea cap, got away pretty much scot-free. He lost like a slither of health. But now the big fans are gonna struggle a bit here to actually get back into that game. And with the Salem actually positioning over here, they're going to also have to contest with that DPM plus the Salem of TC Freer. So we'll see. The potato masher here is actually dishing out on Puris Chaos, which is he was actually very impressive. I've seen a few matches before from him, and he's absolutely deadly in his Montana.
Bit of a misplay here on the western flank by Painzor. He got a little bit greedy, pushed in to shoot his torpedoes, and ate quite a lot of Salem and Des Moines AP to the broadside. But he's a Goliath, so he'll be healing quite a lot of that back up again, and he is now kiting away. Yeah, they have a decent idea here. They're sending the gearing out wide to spot, having the Salem and Des Moines just sit in smoke. But I don't think it's really gonna help them to push these two away.
I think it was Statsblock actually hitting that Salem from Lindemann von Coburg with a nice salvo, while just slowly but steadily retreating. Fuzzballs is keeping them spotted and deploying the smoke here for that amount of DPM with the Salem and Des Moines going on over here. While on the other side, Des Moines is actually pushing up.
Are you seeing these torpedoes on Painzor? Painzor might be in a spot of trouble here. He will be spotting them shortly. Oh no, they run out. Okay.
They just run out. Well, in the meantime, we see here the Des Moines of the Storm actually pushing up. And the question is, together with the Goliath, whether they can contest the two Salems here. So TC Fear is actually, he's forced to push up to the island, and that Salem here has a nice broadside. And that AP will hurt a lot. Oh.
A lot, and there's one more volley to come. Oof. Ow.
He has a really good heal, but with that Citadel damage applied to TC Fear, he might not be able to actually gain that much health back. On the other side, we see that Statsblock and Pains are actually retreating, and they have to completely give up here, and they have no way of contesting this amount of firepower at the moment, which means that the Des Moines and Salem might actually be pushing into A soon.
They do, yeah. Good play here. I'm not sure about the decision of the stream team to take the Kremlin away. I kind of feel like having the Kremlin on this side would have really helped delay, and I don't know how much he's been doing on the other side. Whoa, massive shots coming into the Tiger's Den in the Salem. He just took a big hit, and he's down to only 4k, and still being shot at by Des Moines and the Montana. I guess it was the Montana.
Is he able to get that heal off? Because if the Goliath currently doesn't have the shot, but one Goliath HE salvo will take out that Salem. And I guess he's currently unspotted, but he doesn't have anywhere to go because he cannot reverse any further. So he needs to hope that his heal is going to come back. And on the other side, we see that Statsblock, in his Stalingrad, he's not going to be for long here. 14k health. But now they had to break up the smoke formation here. So we'll have to see. Oh, and if you look at the Tiger's Den is getting the heal. So he should be able to survive.
Nice. On the other side, we can see that the team health is actually starting to get a bit unbalanced. Almost a 40k lead here for the Big Fans team.
But the Goliath is almost going down. Together with Private Penguin's Kremlin plus the double Salem setup, the Goliath took a lot of health. Just melted away. Is down to 4.5k. And if he doesn't get that heal off soon, he might actually be going down. While Best Friends
Pingu hasn't.
Sorry, go ahead.
Pingu hasn't taken a single point of damage yet as well. He's
I'm pretty
really
sure he's running probably like a Deadeye Kremlin here in that setup. The way he's been holding back to get that additional accuracy. And while the Goliath goes down, we see also Statsblock.
Statsblock, yes.
Oof. So that's a trade. But we can see that also team health is actually completely equalized. The question is Painzor. What are you able to pull off here?
And look at the potato masher with his balls of steel, open water sitting there and just absolutely farming the ever-living hell out of the Salem from Lindemann von Coburg, who's still not shooting at him. I don't understand this. I mean, I know they want to focus the Goliath, but he's 20k, and there's a Daring sitting just there in the open, spotted, and just absolutely farming his broadside. Interesting decision.
Okay, so now TC3 got taken out by the Montana that is going up the now remaining Kremlin. So that flank completely dissipated here on this side. It completely collapsed, and we'll have to see how that brawl is going to end. And look at that shiny golden camouflage here by Puris Chaos, only to be earned in the Gold League. This is going to be rough for the streamer team. They're down 50k health. They basically just lost like a fourth of their entire team's health.
The question is, Puris Chaos going to go for the ram? If not, he might really suffer the drive-by here. Private Penguin is not a newbie to the Kremlin, and he's a very, very good player. He'll know where to aim.
He's trying to go for the ram, and he should be able to pull it off. Oh no, it's so close!
No, he got around.
Both were not prepared for this. Didn't get the turns around in time.
Oh no.
So
And
we'll
that
return
is
to this shortly, but we can see that the Des Moines here of Swag over 9,000 boy is actually close to going down. The question is, can Painter stay alive for that long? The Gearing now deployed the smoke for Lindemann to be able to save him from the potato masher. And the Des Moines is able to heal up a bit. He's at 10k now. And if Painter is not able to heal up soon, he's going to go down. That's just too much HE firepower over here. Can he get...
Yeah,
oh,
at
there's
this
the heal,
point-
there's the heal. Now he's going to almost print like half of a new ship here, because most of the damage that he received was HE, so he's going to be able to repair most of it. But he's in a position where he cannot really get away. There's just so much HE firepower, and I don't really know what the streaming team can do against this, because they would have to push into a Salem and a Gearing, and that's not going to be very healthy.
At this point, I think the only way the streaming team has a chance is if they land some nice torpedoes with those 2 DDs. I think that Panzer will be taking Swag over 9,000 down here. He has the advantage in damage and in health right now. But our DDs are bleeding. They've been radared, and there are like 3 radar ships closing in on them from 3 separate sides. So they're really running out of places to run.
Maltese will get a very, very nasty surprise here by the Storm. Pushing in, and oh, there was a really nice shot here by the Montana on the Kremlin. And it looks like Painter is going down. Can he at least trade with the Des Moines? It's gonna be very close. Can he get
Wow,
that salvo off?
He's been trading really badly against the Des Moines. I guess he's got some unlucky
well
salvos
played
there.
here by Swag over 9,000 boy. And Lindemann von Coburg will now try to fall back into concealment. Maltese Knight is actually getting melted here by the Des Moines. He's got the torpedoes off.
And he goes down.
Is he able to...
secondaries.
Oh, is that only 1 torpedo? That's only 1 torpedo, so the Storm should actually make it. And now it's gonna be very, very tough for Pingu to, do the carry. He's slightly outnumbered. So it looks like big fans, by the way, are actually kicking the streamer butts.
Yes, I mean, it's not unexpected, right? This is a team that's gone through that tournament. They did some practicing before. They won the tournament, so obviously they play together quite nicely. And the streamers, I think, don't usually. I think most of them don't usually participate in too many tournaments. I mean, there are some exceptions, like Maltese Knight, of course. But yeah,
Potato Masher is Flambus. Yes, Potato Masher is Flambus indeed. He was holding on to his life, but we can already see that Big Fans team is actually doing some team killing here. They know they have this match in their hand for now, unless they really do the full team killing here. But overall, it looks like a very convincing performance here by Big Fans, by the way. They did manage to win this tournament. Oof, that was a really good salvo by Pugas Chaos, who was really a great surprise because I think he was actually from the 3rd bracket. So not like a top tier player in terms of win rate, but has been very successful. And maybe some of the big clients are now going to approach him and say like, hey, we're very impressed with what you did here. Do you want to maybe join our team?
Yeah, to explain how the whole bracket thing works now that we're watching Private Penguin get mashed, is that when you sign up for this tournament, there's a system that pulls your stats and automatically puts you in a bin of players based on your win rate. Then each team captain or each streamer gets to pick a certain amount of players from each bin. This is to make sure that different kinds of players have a chance to participate in this tournament, and that there's not one guy who just picks like a whole batch of like 65% win rate unicums and then steamrolls or someone. Which I think is a really smart system.
So
well done.
We have the first point goes to Big Fans, by the way. Congratulations. Very convincing game. Now let me quickly adjust the score. And then which map are we going to play on next, Mr. Conway?
So the next game is going to be Sea of Fortune, with the Team League being on the Bravo spawn. So you will have to change their names back again. Pretty interesting. I hope we can get a game 3 here. I enjoyed this actually, but I really think that there was a bit more coordination on the Big Fans, by the way. Painzor says, WG, can you ban that border surfing noob? Painzor, it would be my sincere pleasure. Let me get on it right now. Do you have a replacement player?
Painter, by the way, if you don't know him, he's one of the latest additions to our CC program, so go check out his channel. And Evan
Yes,
is here and says,
Lord of
what's
the Googly eyes.
going on? Yeah, what's going on in here this fine day? We're actually broadcasting the Showmatch of one of the latest community tournaments that we had, the Team League. And yeah, Mr. Gomez, if you just want to quickly summarize for those who were late how these teams were compromised and
So the Team
why
League
are these
tournament.
people playing together?
The concept of the Team League tournament is that as a regular player, you just sign up and you get assigned to like the general player pool. And there are, in this case, there were 8 streamers, and each of the streamers took turns. There was a whole stream where they did it to pick players one after another to assemble their own team. And that team then played in the tournament, and they kind of broadcast, like their games, and were there as their cheerleaders and like symbolic team captains. And the winning team of this tournament is now playing against a team comprised of all the streamers, and they won convincingly. But let's hope the streamers can pull this back. I mean, on the streamer side, we have some we have some really good players. Maltese Knight is of course a player of 07 who really know what to do. Private Penguin in Automotus is a long time World of Warships expert, and none of the other players are slouches either. So
Except for
they should be
Flumbus.
able to do this.
Except for Flumbus.
Except for fun. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Come on, you can carry more.
Yes. And also, it's sad not to see your name actually be Flumbus.
Yes. Maltese Knight for CC, maybe in the future. We'll see.
Yes. I think we've been having some conversations with him. I think we kind of need to have possibly we need to have like a little custody battle with the North American team there, Evan, because he does play on the NA server normally, but he lives in Malta, which last time I checked is still part of Europe.
Indeed, he's probably supplying 07 with all of the European intel. Clearly.
Maybe.
No, great channel. Can highly recommend you to watch it and to check it out if you want to learn more about World of Warships and how to become better.
Yes. Okay, Doc Strange says, any problems? Twitch tells me 0% of 15 minutes and 0% of 1 hour. And I've been in the stream for more than an hour. Refreshed, reconnect, and clear cache didn't work for me. Doc Strange, that does sound weird, but I would have to ask in this case to contact Twitch support, because that's not on our side. There's nothing we can do about it if there's no progress being given on Twitch and the drops are enabled for you.
Exactly. If you have a problem with, you got the drop, you have your account linked, you did claim the reward, and you relogged into World of Warships, because the reward will only be issued to your account at the start of a session. So you have to log in, or if you're currently logged in, you have to log out, log back in for the check to be made, and then you will see your rewards.
Are there any Mexicans here? One Way account is asking. Good shout out. People from Mexico, give us an excellent chat. I'm curious. Also jealous because you have like nice weather and food, and you're probably allowed to go out of the house.
Oh, Miliardo on YouTube has a suggestion: employ draft pick in matches, which means once a certain ship is chosen, no one else can choose that ship. That would be interesting. I would be up for that.
Albino Bob says the island of Malta is a tier 10 UK carrier. Unsinkable. Changed my mind. I absolutely agree. It's the best kind of carrier, is the one that you cannot sink. So this means Maltese Knight is CV main confirmed?
Yes, absolutely. Look, some people also in our game cosplay as Malta in their CV in the game by not moving at all.
Yes.
And Bruce, sorry, just Bruce is so eager to get more German streams. So Bruce, look, we're doing as much as we can. If you want to see additional cool content in German, I can, for example, recommend Private Penguin, who's one of our amazing German streamers, and who's first of all, very kind guy, but also top-notch gameplay and can teach you a lot about the game. Oh, and Lovelace Beer is saying, can we have a PvE special event based on escorting the HMS Habakkuk ice carrier you guys modeled in-game in 2016? Look, I hope that at one point we'll be able to do something with that. I just don't know when. But I'm happy to, forward your suggestion. How about a team kill for give button for when the accidental kill happens? Well, one mean that the thing is that if it only happens accidentally and only once in a while, the worst thing that can happen is that you turn pink for 1 or 2 matches, and then you will be back to normal. Only if you continue to deal team killing
That's
damage, you will
that's
get
true.
blue.
Although I still like the concept of like the being able
I
to
forgive you.
forgive.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
Forgive
forgive
you,
you
yeah.
when you team kill me, and you know that.
I know, but I would also not be sorry, so I don't deserve forgiveness.
Exactly. Any new cold ship coming is MK Gaming asking on YouTube. Yes, the Marco Polo. We were happy to announce this today. The next cold ship is going to be the beautiful Tier 9 Italian battleship.
Okay, I'm not sure what the holdup is right now. We have almost complete teams. It looks like we're missing 2 players. And then we'll be able to go into game 2 on Sea of Fortune. Ooh, exciting.
Yes. What's
I have to
Oh, we're starting the match
go,
now.
go
So
ahead.
no. Just keep answering. But we have like 1 minute until the match starts.
Yes, Vice Admiral Laffy says, "Did you just say Marco Polo is cold?" We did say that, and yes, it is indeed that's the information. Valik Hrachka is asking, would there be more Czech streams from Prague? I would love to hear Taki speak his native language. Well, Taki actually does regularly join the Czech stream with our Czech community manager Jabako, but unfortunately, like there are not enough of you guys, and most of you guys speak English. Maybe we can do more in the future, but it's tricky. We already do quite a lot of streaming actually in our team.
Yeah, currently it's one per month. So what we see here
Okay.
in game is that we have a double clip here, Maso Kabarov set up, backed up by double
We-
Venezia and a Vermont, which is something I would not expect. Oh, I think we have to restart. I think we have to
We also
restart.
only have 7. We also only have 7 players on each team. That's not right, is it?
It looks like a restart because otherwise I don't think that the best friends
No.
here want to. No. Okay, so let's
Yeah,
go
we'll
back
leave
to
that
port
and get it.
while we restart. Let's go back here. While we just quickly restart the match because we were missing somebody. But DD spam, yes, absolutely. This looked like an interesting setup going for, I mean, the Venezias to support the DDs with that smoke is going to be like an interesting setup. But then having the Vermont to just sit in the back and say, like, you know what? I'll let you guys do the work. I'll sit here in the back and do the rest. Inside Smurf is asking, when is the next 35% sale for XP conversion in-game? I am not at liberty to say, but I hope in a foreseeable future.
Okay, so the reason, by the way, that it is at with 7v7 right now is that unfortunately Gaishu is currently busy because in North America it's like the middle of the day and I think he has to work.
Gaishu. First, he overslept last weekend's broadcast, and now he has to work. Excuses. Will Space Battles return this year? So, Abinatius. So, at least we don't know anything about a new Space Battle mode, because what we're going to have in one of the upcoming updates is actually the Big Hunt mode that you can test right now on the PT. It should be live now, so if you want to check out what we changed about that mode, because beforehand it was the key battles, right? Just take a look at what we changed. For example, you can now division up. We removed the octagon battle at the end, and we added like a new boss fight. So go check it out. But otherwise, no news on any like space-specific mode. Evan says working so overrated. We know. Absolutely overrated.
Porky2332 is asking, what about an arms race mode? Like run it like ranked, a separate mode. It's not going to be a permanent game mode, I think. We have enough permanent game modes, especially now with rank being permanent. I don't think it would be good to split the population that much. However, there's definitely going to be like more kind of games with the arms race mechanics in future. I think the main kind of area where you can look forward to doing that is probably going to be brawls. Which, as you may know, we have now changed. They're no longer clan brawls. They're completely disassociated from clans and available to any people to join as a division. So I think that's where you can look forward to some more of your arms race mechanics.
Yep. There was also here a comment about will the Makarov come back to the shop? So Archwizard, if you didn't have the chance to get her in the past, I'm sure there will be a chance to get her in the future. D-Daddy says, honestly, space battles were better, so were the camos. It's always a bit subjective what you prefer, right? Overall, we wanted to try something new. Same thing was true already for the Halloween mode, and we wanted to change things up. And, maybe in the future we'll come back to space battles. I absolutely agree that the camouflages, the skins that were available for the space battle mode were absolutely fantastic. The Republic one is still my favorite, I would say. But overall, definitely has its own feeling. But we try to have different content and also just keep evolving over time with these modes. And hopefully there will be something that is catering more to your needs in the future than the Big Hunt mode. Will Azurn Lane captains come back? If we have a new collaboration with Azur Lane, there's a good chance that you might be able to get your hands on content that we already released with Azur Lane. It's a collaboration, so it always depends on the agreement we have with our partner. And as soon as we have the chance to announce anything and we're legally able to do so, we'd be happy to do so.
Jethro is asking, any chance to get 50 and 200 camel packs in the store? Things like Pie Camel, Victory Salute, and the others.
We can ask.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, it's like I think we used to have camel packs, right? Maybe.
Well, we have like the big collector's pack in terms of like super big bundles for one specific kind.
But
we don't really have that anymore.
Not just camels, I think, right? I mean, it used
no,
to
there's
be,
one. There used to be, yes.
Yeah.
Vikula is asking, will there be a shortlist next Christmas? So when you're talking about like the mechanics of how the Christmas containers are working, I don't know yet what we're going to be changing. So please bear with us. We'll come back to the topic when it's time for that.
Around Christmas time, which is, by the way, usually around the like mid to end of December. Black Friday, by the way, just for those of you curious, it will again take place on Black Friday,
which is the last Friday of November.
Yes.
Legionnaire is asking, Chrysanthus, it will this year, there are still new companies of the week. I guess you mean operations. I don't think we will have new operations this year. So, sorry, for now, not planned. But hopefully, we can now jump into the match because the match is on again. And we take a look at what the teams brought. So we can see here, as before, double Kleber, Maso, Kaba, double Venezia, Vermont versus a Kremlin. Double Salem again, this time with Maltese being in the Salem instead of TC Freer, who switched over to his legendary Somers. Apparently, he's a legend in that ship. And we have Flumbus in the Daring again, plus a Stalingrad and Goliath again. So while the streamers didn't really change the setup, we see quite an interesting bossy setup. Yes, absolutely. Like 4DDs is going to be an interesting setup. And we'll have to see how they're going to try to counter this, especially with this map.
Yeah, so big fans, by the way, with the Vermont, which I'm happy to see. Double Venezia, double Kleber, Marceau, Khabarovsk. So they've brought the speed and they've brought the SAP, and this is very, very, very dangerous. I mean, that's going to absolutely eat through the cruisers on the other side, and those DDs are they're so fast. I would not want to be in a Somers in this match. I mean, you have to be afraid that they'll figure out where you are, and then you have nowhere to run.
Yes, absolutely.
So
this is an interesting setup, and I think that especially with the Klebers, they will be able to just go into the sea cap, grab it, and then what is the Somers going to do about it? The Salems have to get very close. So this is interesting setup. I think the streamer team will struggle here.
All the French ships have already launched their speed boost, so we can see Marceau is already almost around the A and B cap. And he's going to be popping up unexpectedly, I think. I'm not sure if they're gonna expect him there quite as soon. I really like this very different setup from BTW.
If you take a look at from this angle, you can see there's basically two teams forming here. You have the double Kleber Venezia backed up by the Vermont. That is not going to be very dynamic here, but he's just going to be able to shoot whatever is coming too close in terms of especially like Salems, trying to get close to radar. And the Kaba and the Marceau have the speed setup here, so they can just actually kite around, push in if they want to, and otherwise the Venezia is going to be very effective, even on range with that great SAP. So now the question is, what is TC3 going to be able to do here against this setup? Because with that Somers, he cannot take this fight, and he will not be able to run away once he's spotted by the Clippers. So he has to, for now, beach a
No,
bit.
he's staying. He's staying at range.
Currently,
which is
he
probably
found a nice
idea.
beach and is probably thinking about his choices when picking this ship against this setup. But they did see it before. They did see it just like 3-4 minutes before, right? That this is the setup they're going to be playing against, and they had to have a chat about, okay, how we're going to play against this in the setup they picked. Oh, look at Fastballs is going all around, and he's probably going to just keep spamming from the back here and being the absolute nuisance that he can be, while Flambus actually going into the cap.
But I don't understand. Like, why did Flambus not move the 100 meters further back to be able to put pressure on both caps? Because if he'd done that, he would have had both of them in the bag by now. And now he's capped the outer cap, and now he has to awkwardly reverse into V.
Because of this.
Not sure. Because it was a free cap. But anyway.
Because of this right now, they don't see any of the enemy ships. So they have no idea what is spotted where. And that means that for him it was, because in a daring, you're not going to be able to run away. If a Maso or any other of the fast TDs they're playing against here, he's not going to be able to run away. So he needs to be very careful and pick his engagement accordingly.
That's true, but I'm not sure the 100 meters.
Some ships. Yeah, but every 100 meters on that level can make a huge difference. And oh, nice salvo here on the Stalingrad. Statsburg lost like good 15-20k. And now we'll have to see how Fuzzballs can actually apply this pressure here on Maltese Knight and see how that might actually affect their quite stationary setup here in the back. I'm just surprised to see that they're allowing here the Somers to actually go and cap. So that very speed boost and firepower oriented setup is not really taking any advantage of being able to cap C. They could have capped C early on when TC3 was pushed back. There's nothing that the Salem or Goliath could have done here.
I don't think I've ever seen a quadruple DD setup that has not tried to contest a single cap. This is very interesting to me. But that's wow. It looks as though the Storm is going to rectify that now. I think they realize that having 3 caps sticking against them is going to be bad for their win chance. So it looks as though he's heading into C to contest it. And there's not much that can stop him here. The Salem is going to be out of radar range. Somers might spot him, but Somers will not want to take this engagement at all. Especially with the Venezia and a second Kleber not far behind.
Yeah, exactly. So for now, if you take a look at the health pool, right, there's definitely a disadvantage on the BFBW team, and now we'll have to see whether Storm is able to just go and cap this. And he was spotted here, so they must have like a no concealment build actually, just full gunboat mode and try to gunboat things down. Statsbloke though has lost a lot of health here. He's down to half of his HP, and he actually has to move into the cap and commit to also not get front from this side.
Yeah, he's popped his radar, and I think he's got Fuzzballs open right now, but that's all they're seeing for that radar. Oh no, actually the radar is also touching our ships in the sea cap, so that's actually maybe quite a good move, moving him up there. Ooh, big shots into Swag over 9,000. Lost, what, 40% of his health? And more shells coming in, he's still spotted. Oh, that's very uncomfortable there.
They have to run, and now Private Penguin is actually pushing up. I mean, he will have to deal with those torpedoes here, but he should be fine. Yeah, they weren't really able to apply that pressure here on the ships, and now once they try to contest, they actually have to run. So this is really well played so far by the streamer team. And they're still leading in health. They were not able to really deal here that much damage.
It looks as though we might have a really ballsy play coming in from Fuzzballs. He's pushing in with what looks like speed boost. Is he going to actually push? Is this a YOLO? No, he's beaching himself.
No. He's beaching himself. He could try to launch torpedoes, but it's not really possible to get this angle of torpedoes off. And they don't really have anything to contest this smoke setup here. And Schnittlauch will have to move around, but as long as nothing is really spotting this, he won't be able to apply any damage. And Lindemann from Coburg over here is kind of like on a lost post, because unless they get some eyes here on these ships, it will be quite hard. This is currently what's spotted. for the Big Fans team. And it's only Goliath and the Sailor. Nothing else is spotted. And this is currently the problem that they have. There's nothing really to shoot. And if you take a look at the other team, they can currently only see the Venezia, which is kind of a problem for them as well. But they do have 400 points lead, and none of the caps are contested. So this is kind of like the stand-up situation with lack of spotting. The DDs are not really spotted at the moment. Statsburg will probably go down. And that might open up exactly that opportunity, but he's gonna be spotted right now.
No, he's not. He's not coming in. He's actually just putting his nose around to get AP into the Stalingrad. But there's still the risk of him just YOLOing through and putting torpedoes into people.
Now we'll actually see the pressure of the Clippers on Maltese Knight, and the Vermont as well. So this hurt him a lot. Great job here by the Clippers, repositioning and being able to almost get to Maltese. Oh, he got the heal off. This is the big advantage of the Salem. The Salem has a really good heal, but he only managed to heal up until like 3k. Oh, that's harsh. They should be able to just gun him down, even just with HE.
Okay, the Daring is taking the engagement with the Marceau. He's going to be dodging those torpedoes easily, but the Salem, I'm sure, is going to get a volley at yes.
He should have shot the Salem first, just to remove that volley. That cost him like a good 5-6k, and that means that Flanders is able to pick him off, and that means they again have no cap control. They're leading in terms of ships, but the Kleber of swag over 9,000 is not existent, and now they would have to push him.
They're still down 40k HP because of their ship choices. So there's a lot of stuff to chew through. They'll have to land some juicy torpedoes. But on the other hand, Flambas is absolutely surrounded now. There's double Kleber pushing in from the north, Venezia, Cabarros pushing in from the south. So A and B is going to absolutely flip to the BTW team once they can get someone in there.
How are these torpedoes looking here on Revenge? He's going to take one. One is okay. But yeah, they really need to convert Flambas as a kill here. And Flambas will probably be able to trade with Smack over 9,000 boy, unless he's able to get behind the island so that Flambas will not be. So that looks okay. And if they can trade here,
Flambas beached. Oh no!
Oh no! But he got beached in a position where nobody else can. Oh, is he gonna be?
Yes, and he's smoking up.
They're just gonna blind shoot him. Like this is not going to be a big problem. But Lindemann von Coburg now actually went down to TC3 as torpedoes, and they got Flambas and Super over 9,000, Swag over 9,000 boy managed to stay alive, which is really important because the points are a big problem, and they need to now move the Kleber into sea to be able to hold these points, because as you can see, this game will flip in 3 minutes at this point. So they kind of need to do something about it. And the Vermont is not going to be able to deal with that Somers alone. So there's another torpedo. 15,000 health. Yeah, Chaos is in trouble, and now they don't have any angles whatsoever. So they really need to try to somehow get into sea without losing one of the DDs. Because losing one of these ships is going to put them dangerously close to winning in terms of points. Oh, we see.
Yeah, I mean, right now, as long as the streamer team can kind of secure sea, they'll have the win, but it's going to be tricky. The Khabarovsk will be there soon. They won't have anything in range to spot him. No, actually, maybe the Kremlin from Private Penguin will see the Khabarovsk. Can they stop him?
With the Salem, Goliath, and Kremlin, it will hurt him. And we can see the salvo going out now. Oh, it's a smoke cover, not a heal cover. Okay, that's interesting. So they won't be able to really radar him in time, I think, because the Salem is simply too far away. But the Salem will definitely push him.
No, Salem's at 9.2 kilometers.
Yes,
he's in radar range.
No, that's
he's in radar range.
He has 7.
Yeah, but he's at 8.6, 8.5. He's closing in quickly. He will get into radar range in about 30 seconds, I think, or less.
Exactly. So this is what the Tigers then has to do. He has to move in close, get into the radar range, but he's paying. Oh god, that was a blind shot.
Beautiful blind shot there.
So now it's 1 minute. That's exactly the point. Like they needed to stop C. But they lost the DD for doing it, and that puts the streamer team very, very close to winning here, actually. The Venezia is going to apply really good damage here, but is it going to be enough? They still need to convert this kill. And oh, these torpedoes, Chaos actually beached. Did he beach himself into protection? But the next set of torpedoes is on the way.
Yeah, the next set, I think If he angles, he might actually be able to completely avoid the next set of torpedoes as well.
Yeah, but now Tigerstan found a nice spot here, actually managed to angle against the SAP, so he won't be able to deal full damage. And unless the Vermont is getting a great salvo in, no, I don't think
That
they
was
will
pretty
be
good,
able
though.
to. I don't think they will be able to flip this in 30 seconds.
Nice reverse dodge from the Vermont there, though. Managing to avoid all of those torpedoes. And we're done.
Yes. That puts up an equalizer here. So
I'm
we're
happy
actually
about
going
that.
to
I
go
wanna
for
see-
the third match. Yes, I actually
Yes.
expected. I expected the big fans here to have an upper hand potentially with the setup that they chose. But the streamer team had a really good comeback here and really well played. And
Sure.
that gives us
Okay. These matches are quite action packed. I'm interested to see what they're going to take for their third game. If they're going to match, if they're going to mix it up, if we're going to see another like wild setup, or if it's going to be more traditional. Speaking of, our final map is going to be Land of Fire with our streamers on the Alpha Spawn.
okay. Then
Chat, what do you think of this format? What do you think of Team League in general? Tell us. Let us know. Do we want to see more of this kind of tournament, like a draft tournament in the future? Tell us.
by the way, so if you had any issues with your Twitch shop, you can also try redeeming the bonus code that we have today for you, where you can get the mission for the Italian token number 3. We see here a good mix of great format. Sure, this is live. Yes, this is live gameplay. Even my Lady Bear without any kind of delay. So this is live, which is usually what we don't do for competitive, just to make sure that both of the teams don't have any advantage by taking a sneak peek at what the team is doing, especially in terms of early deployment in the game.
Megala says the concept seems way too privileged to me, so I'm not interested in more of this. Yeah, I mean the disadvantage of this format is of course that not many people are able to participate on the playing side, simply because of the fact that we've only got 8 teams, right? And you kind of need to get picked. But on the other hand, because we have 8 streamers involved in it, there's a lot of opportunity to go and watch. But it's always a bit of a difficult like balance to walk there between how many people can you let participate if you've got this kind of format. But maybe we can increase the amount of streamers next time. Double it up.
Yeah.
16? Can we do 16 streamers?
Up to streamers, right? Poetic Grub is saying, it is said I got mission 3, but no such mission in game. Please make sure to relaunch your client, because that mission will only be visible to you once you started the client or restarted the client if you're currently already logged in. Mr. Conway, please don't die. Milady Bear says, can't they sneak peek watching this stream? Yes, for this tournament
They
it's
could.
absolutely fine, because it's a bit of more like a casual setup that we're having today, and it's more about having some fun without being super tryhard. I mean, they're playing tryhard, right? But overall, the concept here is to have some like good fun. If we talk about tournaments like King of the Sea, which will actually be happening at the end of April and in May, there we have a 5-minute delay to not have that, to make sure that there's absolute fair play. Nobody can take a look at the stream and see what the enemy team is doing in terms of deployment.
Yeah, but I think in this case, like there's like just a mutual trust that nobody's going to cheat, and that everybody's just up for a good game. Zero Given was asking, pick not qualify. That seems anti-competitive. Depends, right? Because this whole concept for this tournament is that you can sign up as an individual player with a chance to get picked. And it's not as though only the best players got picked, because players got sorted into pools based on their like how well they play, based on their win rate, and then each streamer was only able to pick a certain amount of players from each kind of like skill level pool, if we want to call it that way. That means that players with less amazing stats were also able to get a like a place on the team. So yeah, it's very different. But for other kind of tournaments, we have King of the Sea coming up soon.
And now my question for you is, would you like to see a wargaming team playing against you? I'm sure that would be an interesting setup for some people.
Yes.
Everyone
By
is
the way,
asking,
I'm just looking at this. My hair, it's absolutely crazy. Like, please, can we have hairdressers again? some point.
Yep.
Terrible.
Everflame is asking, is it worth starting around this time? And if yes, how to get good? I think it's always good to start a game. If this looks interesting to you and you haven't played World of Warships yet, then go give it a try. It's free to play, so you can just, log on, download the client, create an account, download the client, go check it out if it's something, that you like. And if you want to learn how to get good, my personal approach is to watch some guide videos, especially in the beginning, go for some guide videos to have some basic understanding of how the game is played. We have, for example, a great How It Works series about, the mechanics of the game and how certain aspects work, like the economy of the game. And then if you have like specific questions how to play something, we have a huge variety of streamers here for World of Warships that are streaming on Twitch, because you're here on Twitch, right? But also on YouTube, where you can go and ask live questions and ask like, hey, you struggle with a certain aspect, and the streamer will usually be very happy to explain to you how that works. And otherwise, we have Discord, like an official Discord, but also a lot of clan Discords. There's Help Me project that helps young players who don't really know yet how to master the game. So plenty of help out there. If you're willing to ask for it, there are very, very, very many players willing to provide that help. And the next match is up.
We are indeed counting down, and we have a different kind of setup again. Well, actually, no, not that. Now it looks the streamers, I think, are staying pretty much the same. We have Montana, Salem, Goliath, Stalingrad, Sommer, Staring, Marceau. We've got up 1 DD, but they're kind of keeping their core of heavy cruisers there. And what's on the red side?
Sorry, just had to update the score. Well, we see we see a triple DD setup with TC Freer and Maltese going back to the Marceau, which is interesting because the streamers had a double DD setup before. And our friends, the big fans, actually got only 1 DD setup with, overall Vermont again, Des Moines, Salem, Minnow, which we haven't seen before, and Goliath and Moskva. So a nice mix of radar and DPM, but less focus on actual DD firepower.
It looks as though our streamers are splitting up into 2 groups again. We've got Marceau and Daring with a Salem in the back heading over to sea. Montana, I don't know. Montana may be heading over there as well. And on the other side, Sommers and TC Freer and the Painsaw from Goliath. No, the Goliath from Painsaw are gonna grab A.
Yeah, I think you can expect both Goliaths to be around the A and B cap areas, because if you just take a look at how this map is played, it's different than what you would see, for example, in King of the Sea, where you would have the 3 caps actually being in the center of the map, and where a lot of the gameplay would be happening around these islands and being able to, for example, deploy a DD close to the islands here. So it will be interesting to see what these teams decide to actually deploy, because it looks like for the big fans to have a very sea-heavy push.
Oh, this might be interesting here. Fuzzballs in the Marceau is pushing into the cap, and he may get spotted by Maltese Knight here, which could go badly for him, because there's the Daring in the back. Yes, and the Daring immediately opens up as well, with Maltese Knight actually holding his fire, probably on purpose, because no,
I think his guns were just not on target.
Well.
I think he was probably looking at what else was spotted here, because taking a look at what's spotted from this team and from the other side, you will see that actually not that much. So yeah, Fuzzballs will have to run away here, but that's also true for the streamer team, and Maltese Knight will just reverse into the cap and try to get it. Oh, that's a lot of firepower coming in on him now with the Des Moines, the Salem, the Marceau, and probably also the Vermont aiming for him.
And his engine is out. I mean, he's not spotted. He's not spotted anymore, but they're still getting blind fire on him. This trade didn't go really, really very well for the big fans team, considering they had a DD up. We'll see how it develops.
So now
Des Moines going to be in radar range now.
The Moskva just radared, so now they have to run away. Columbus actually wanted to help here, getting that cap in faster, trying to come in and cut down the timer. But with the Moskva radar, that's a really good position for that. He was able to push him away from sea.
Yeah, and this is going to completely zone them out now, because after the Moskva radar is done, the Des Moines radar is now close enough to cover the entire cap. and they won't be able to take that. They have nothing to stop the Marcel from casually waltzing in there and taking it now, because the Salem will not be in radar range. And Stalingrad is also going to be pushing it back there.
Okay,
So I guess
TC
that's
was trying to push
C
in
going to
here,
get
but
flipped.
yeah, we'll have to see. But overall, this is more of like a long-range fight on the AB cap, and it's going to be probably decided around the C cap what's going to happen. In terms of HP pool, big fans obviously have an HP advantage. Just take a look at this advantage here. We have like over 50k because they brought more cruiser heavy setup.
Uh-oh. Flambas is pushing back into the cap. I don't know if he realizes the Demon is there. Oh, he's taking the engagement actually with the Marcel. There's not too much that can shoot at him right now. Demon is behind the island.
Stalingrad is adding in
behind
as
the
well.
island.
Well, so far they're not really winning this trade. The Marceau is doing a really good job here. Just kiting away. He lost like maybe 1k so far, 1.5. Oh, the Demon takes a hit on the nose.
Nice shot there.
Overall, really nice way of pushing these 2 TDs away. And I mean, the gap in terms of points and in terms of HP is closing, but you can see how close it is. Actually flipping back and forth between these two teams because they only hold 1 cap. So they really need to get some kills in soon, and the question is who's going to be able to flip C. But you can see what Tigers then is actually doing here with a very nice position that we also know from King of the Sea already. Pushing up around here, being able to then applying some pressure on these ships while using the island here for cover, where he would probably not be spotted unless there's something in here to be able to spot him. So that's going to be
Plus, I think the view of the view in that little bay is beautiful. Nice beach.
I mean, this is currently what big fans are seeing, and it's only 2 ships. It's a Stalingrad and the Montana, now the Goliath is lit, but overall ships that are very tanky, and they're not going to go down very quickly. From the other side, this is currently what the streamer team is seeing, and that is only the Moskva. And the Moskva is in a position where nobody can shoot him right now. And the only, like, this is going to be interesting. The torpedoes here from TC4, this is where the Somas is going to be very nice to dislodge that Moskva potentially, or at least make him reposition or even get a kill. And now we see Lindemann expecting the same move, actually bringing here the golden camouflage. So beautiful. Forcing the Tigers then to actually push into a not so great position, but look at that salvo. Oh,
that could have been a lot worse.
This looks Private Penguin.
God.
Oof.
Wow.
What a salvo.
Nice shot, Pingu. Nice shot. That was okay. Well, beautiful. I guess that's going to be a big problem for the BFBTW team now.
Yes, Fuzzballs will have to
for the streamer team.
For the streamer team, I mean,
for the BFP team. Sorry.
So, so
no, it's because really Maltese Knight has the BFBTW tag, so it confused me for a second.
Yeah. So I think what they're doing now is that Fuzzballs might actually go for a YOLO run on the Sailor. He's not going to be able to contest here against the Stalingrad, the Marceau, and the Daring at the same time without more help. The Moskva took some torpedoes, as far as it looks, and he's down to like half of his health. And we can see that Swag over here is actually pushing up a bit to annoy the Goliath and keep the Somas away. But I'm really curious about Fuzzball's push here. Is he going to YOLO? He might actually try to do it. The Salem is already reversing. He has like 16k health. That could potentially be enough if it's not an expected push. Let's see what the turrets are at. Oh, the Tigers then, he's currently, he doesn't know about it. Now he will see him. There we go. But he wasn't fully prepared. Okay, that's 4k. That's the first set of torpedoes. Oh, he whiffed that salvo, and now the question is, with that position, it's going to be interesting. Can Fuzzballs get this off? I don't think he will be able to get him. It's not going to be enough, or is it going to be enough? 2. He needs another one. Oh, so close. And he got the heal ready to go. That's just the Salem advantage is always that crazy heal that you can get for it. You get the shorter range radar, but the heal plus the DPM make the Salem such a good choice, especially for that position. So really well played here by the Tigers then. forcing the enemy team to deploy another Salem, then nuking it here from the map with Private Penguin, and then making the muscle going for the YOLO run. And it was just launching the torpedoes slightly too early, giving the Salem the time to actually dodge them.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not a bad play from Fuzzballs, just the execution that needed to be a bit tighter there.
It's of course it's a risky move, and the pressure is on. It was a good idea, but overall it was one torpedo more would have done the job. Now they were still not able to actually get the sea cap, but now they have the point advantage. And this is now that basically the ships flipped, right? The points flipped with this. And now the need for the streamer team to actually contest sea is not there anymore, and they can rather rely on winning this by reducing the enemy ships. Oh, that's one torpedo. The Moskva is really in trouble. There's another set of torpedoes coming in from TC3 here. And Schnittlauch will have a very problematic position here. The Montana is going to keep adding damage here. And unless they can kill Painzor, it's going to be very tricky for the big fans to get back into the points game. Because unless they contest C or A, this will not be possible.
Yeah, he won't be taking any of those torpedoes from TC3 though. TC3 was banking on him being a bit further up, but he's reversing, which is going to save him, but is not going to at all contribute to winning this game.
No, he's down to 14K.
It looks as though
that means he's going to go down.
It looks as though we're getting ready for round 3 in the East, as the Storm is now pushing up to take on Tiger's Den in his invincible Salem.
I'm really curious how this fight is going to go here with Swag over 9,000 boy versus Painzor and the Soms. The Goliath is currently... Oh, what a hit on the Goliath. Nice shot there. And if they cannot get Painzor down here very quickly, they won't be able to contest A. And with Pingu now repositioning, they have the option to either nuke the Moskva, which is, I guess, currently... No, it's currently spotted even. Oh, it looks like they can convert that Goliath to a kill, but they might be trading Revenge UK. That servo there, and he goes down. Yeah. So that was actually like a nice trade by Painzor at this point, making them commit to the cap. He's going to go down, but with the TC being able to spot and the Montana being able to nuke the minnow will not be able to get that close, and Schnittlauch will just be pressured here by Flumbers and the Daring in the smoke, just laying into him. So yeah, I don't really see how big fans can come back from this.
No, I think it's exceedingly tricky. The positioning of the stream team is very solid, and they have no need to move. They can just wait and let them come. Salem and Des Moines are doing what I thought they would do, is they're just nose into each other and juking it out. But even though the Des Moines has an advantage in HP here, Salem trades well against Des Moines. Well, he's shooting AP. I'm not sure if that's the smartest decision.
He's probably trying to knock. He's probably trying to knock out the front turrets.
Is that, I don't know, like, I'm not as great a player, but is that worth it? I mean, is that worth the trade-off of not doing damage for several volleys?
I would probably pick HE as well, but if he felt like the HP disadvantage is so big and he cannot really heal a lot of damage anymore, that might have, made the Des Moines disengage, or at least given him the upper hand here. So trying to knock out the turrets, forcing him to repair, and then going for the fires. Okay, that at least opens up this flank a bit more, and Schnittlauch actually managed to evade here the fire from the Maso and the Daring, and unless he gets spotted, he might be able to repair back up quite a big chunk of health to at least be able to survive a little bit of additional damage. But they still have to do something.
Yeah, at this point we have 1 minute and 45 seconds on the clock for the streamers to win. So the pressure really is on. We can see Maltese Knight and Flumbus just casually sitting there, both with their butts into their cap, just waiting for someone to appear for them to shoot and start kiting.
The question is now, if the Storm is able to push here, and they can sync up with at least pure chaos, if he has his guns ready to go on the Ds, he doesn't. They might have surprised, like, for example, Flumbus here in the Daring with one good volley, trying to knock him out. It will be tricky for Des Moines on 10 kilometers to really get the full Maso down, if the Maso is just deciding to run away and using the island here to be unspotted.
Interesting play right here.
TC got nuked here. TC got a little bit too
Wow.
confident and got absolutely nuked.
And I love Swag over 9,000 with his awareness here. He knew that Pingu was aiming at the Moskva and took that opportunity to put some nice chunks into there, even though he could have just gone dark and taken the cap. Very, very well done. And now he's just going to reverse back into that cap, I think.
And the Stalingrad should be in radar range soon, so Statsblock can actually get there. But they're now trying to just convert Schnittloch, which is something they probably should have done earlier. Torpedoes ran out behind Pingu. And now the question is Flambers going to go for the YOLO on the Des Moines? He probably shouldn't. He's just peeking out to get the torpedoes off. The Des Moines should know this. He's probably going to beach himself here on the island. But that costs Flambers.
Doesn't even need to, because the last torpedo got caught on the island, so he'll be absolutely fine there. Yeah, how the turntables. This is rapidly becoming very interesting. A is going to get contested now by Swag over 9,000. There's not really much they can do to stop him because he's got the island to hide in. Stalingrad Statsblock will probably get into radar range soon, but
Schnittloch
I think Swag will just be able to get behind the island. And on the other side, we have, of course, the Storm now sitting in that gap and also stopping the points gain.
Yeah, but Schnittloch is the problem. Schnittloch is now flipping the points in hugely in their favor, and they can now. It's tricky, right? If they can convert A, which it looks like they might be able to, Statsblock should be able to radar soon. Here, he's definitely in radar range, as we can see here, but nobody has. He doesn't have Swag over 9,000. Here's the radar. Swag over 9,000 managed to get in here, but is that salvo good enough here from Pingu? No, not good enough. And now we see the brawl here. And now at this point, the Storm gets Flambers. It's flipping now. It's flipping. If they can just keep the caps and not give them too many points, every trade is gonna be in favor of the big fans. Wow, this is a great comeback here by the big fans, because it looked very, very comfortable for the streamer team.
Oh no! Massive misframe from the Storm. He just literally by half a meter slid out of the C cap and didn't lock it in there. Oh god!
Oof. Oh,
and now he took a big. Oh god! I think that was it. That might have been the game deciding mistake right there. He was seconds from taking it, and he just slid out.
This is no problem. If he flips him and they ram.
And they ram.
If the Storm
was so low.
He really needs to get that cap at least before he dies, so that the points are not going to be ticking.
Oh, but they have no vision of him anymore.
There's a salvo
They cannot
out.
see him. Oh, so close, Statsblock, so close. Oh, this is really tense.
I don't see how the streamers can get back into this. The Minnow will be able to go for a YOLO rush on the Stalingrad. Now the
doesn't need to.
It's 30 seconds. Statsblock has no chance to get this here, and unless Maltese Knight is gonna be pushing all of the speed boost buttons.
He's got 15 seconds. He's got 15 seconds. It won't be enough.
So
won't
close.
Be enough. 17
so close.
seconds.
Wow. Swag over 9,000 over there, making a huge difference on this flank, and the Des Moines here flipping this entire flank as well. Really well played.
And Swag is radared, and he knows he doesn't have to do anything. All he needs to do is stay safe. And there we go. That's game 3. And big fans, by the way, take the win against the streamers in this super, 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 super close exhibition match between the streamers team and the winning team of the Team League. Congratulations.
Yes, so I have to admit, I'm, by the way, big fan of BTW. Really well played. Wow.
By the way. Nice.
Exactly. Really, really nice game. And just shows you what I usually tell you on streams as well. Never give up on the game. There's always a chance to flip it around.
It's not over until the fat lady sings. No, I really like that, and I have to say, I actually really like the single battleship format. It makes cruisers a lot more powerful because it takes away some of that crossfire ability from the battleships. I like it. Very good. Filibuster says, "Oh gosh, I feel sorry for the streamers." Don't. I'm sure they had fun. and all they've lost is their pride and their dignity. Please make fun of them in their stream chat from now on.
Exactly. Now, big fans get the bragging rights, especially over Maltese night. So I'm sure that will be fun. No, overall, really well played. I hope it was also fun for you to watch. It's the first time we're doing this, and it was a bit also impromptu, but I hope you enjoyed the broadcast and also the matches. Definitely great gameplay here from both sides, and it just shows every match can be flipped. Wow, that was really impressive. Really impressive. If you see these guys in game, give them a big +1, because they're not like a clan who has been playing together for ages, been through several tournaments. No, they're not a random mix, but like players that didn't know each other before, thrown into a team to compete against, for example, our streamers. So, GG, well played.
And they played very well. I'm impressed. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna think oh, we're all gonna leave our clans now, join a single clan, up and go win CODs. Anything's possible. They're only missing one extra player.
It's that 66 is asking, does stream reward progress get saved if a stream ends, or does it reset? It gets saved and it will continue as soon as you're watching another channel. If it's for the official channel, it will then happen with the next official channel stream. You can just continue watching. And Reline Virus says, hello, greetings from the Canary Islands. Why do you hate me? Why do you have to tell me that you're in the Canary Islands? Probably enjoying, nice, sunny vibes down there, beach, wind, sand, lots of volcano islands, I guess. I love the Canary Islands. I've been there already 2 or 3 times. And it's a very, very nice area. Where do you actually live? On what island? If you say Fuerteventura, I'm going to be even sadder than before. This time. I just have to read out a comment here from Otto Carlos. Says, this time the streamers can't blame the team, lol. Yes, in this specific one, they cannot blame the team, but maybe they will still blame the team and have some fun together as the streamer team they are. So yeah, I think that's it for today. And Spectra says, Chrysanthus, where do you get that idea from? We all love you. I hope so. But it's I would love to be on vacation as well, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year. The Mythic X says, Chrysanthus, you could come pay us a visit here in that city. That's the home to the USS Kit. Temperatures around 20 degrees, clear and breezy. Look, I would love to travel anywhere right now.
Yeah.
I would love to. Look, I would really love to, and it's always great to hear from what places you're watching from, because I know that we have viewers from all over the world tuning into these streams and being here chatting about the game. So, yeah. True Phoenix says, I prefer Mr. Conway, that hair. Yes.
I got it. It's really it's really getting to me, but there's nothing we can do about it. I'm not gonna let anyone else cut my hair except my hairdresser, because that would be even worse. Yeah. So be it. Well, gentlemen,
wait, sorry, just a few funny comments that I have to read out. Funky Boy Monkey Boy says, has Mr. Conway time traveled back to the 70s? Forcefully, we all did, because hairdressers are not here anymore. At least not open or allowed to be open in the Czech Republic. So this is why we kind of look like hippies, and it will... Actually, not for me. I ordered a hair trimmer, and I will see the end result. You will see it, probably not next week, but in 2 weeks' time. Yeah.
It's going to be saving Private Chrysanthus soon.
Exactly. Canosa, I just wanted to answer your question because I've seen you ask it before. Will we get the pie camouflage back at the 14th of March? Just pay attention to the portal. There might be a chance to get some pie camouflages with playing for them. Good. Okay, so I think that's going to be it. Actually, I'm going to display the bonus code one last time. It should be active for an additional 15 minutes, or more like 10. So if you haven't received your mission yet, go redeem that bonus code.
Do it now.
You can find the mission in your combat mission tab under the combat tab, and it will be a 5-step mission to get base XP to earn more Italian tokens. What else is happening? Oh yes, I think next week it's gonna be amazing. Don't miss out. It's gonna be the 1v1 brawl. Whoop whoop. My favorite mode in this game, where you get to measure yourself up against other players in a very fun way. So I hope all of you are going to participate. Sure, we'll also cover it next week on the stream. And with
I think that's a perfect opportunity for me to play, because only one of us is going to be in the office anyway, and Chrysanthus to backseat captain. Gonna be enjoyable for one of us. Yeah, thank you very much from my side for tuning in. This is gonna be like the streaming weeks are gonna be a bit trying for us now that we are no longer allowed to be together in the office, but we'll make it work somehow. We'll keep the streams flowing, and we are going to launch our traditional raid right now. But who are we going to launch it on? I reckon we should pick one of our Team League streamers.
Yes,
But
pick
which
one.
Present us. Which one?
First of all, I would go for the hashtag don't blame the team. Or do you have a better one?
Sure, that's a good hashtag. But who would you like to raid? So we have of the Team League people, we have a Flambus, a Private Penguin, and Maltese Knight. I think currently live. I think that's it. You get to pick. I'm gonna blame.
Okay, we haven't raided Pingu in such a long time, and he had a really good salvo, but it wasn't enough to flip this match. So let's go raid Pingu.
So we're gonna make him speak English. Yes.
Exactly. We're gonna
Nice.
make him speak English. He's a German streamer, but he also speaks English, and he loves speaking English, especially for the rest of the stream. So please say hi to him from the twins, also from the little mini Conway in the background. It is now sent off to co-op battle to go to bed. So yes, guys,
covered in something green. That's sticky.
So you
Joy.
can see what Mr. Conway will have to deal with after this. So guys,
did you prepare the hashtag?
No.
Okay, I'll do that quickly. Let's launch the raid. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.